Hey everybody, this is Mr. Storm, and in this lesson we're going to talk about how to complete the categories assignment. So, this assignment asks us to create a game that asks the user to name an item from a category. They must keep naming items until they find one in your array of answers. For example, the program can ask the user to name a fruit, then it will compare each answer to each index in the array. If the fruit they named is also in the array, they win. If not, they lose. This application must have a for loop that iterates through an array. That's kind of the engine that drives our entire game. And it's going to have a while or a do while loop that checks to see if the game has been beaten. And, watch the following video, the one you're watching right now. So, of course, perfect. Let's get into Replit and actually start making this game. I'm going to organize my brackets here. And let's think about what we logically want in the game. Well, obviously, we want our variables at the top. Then I'm going to create a while loop that checks if the game is finished. Now, inside that while loop, we're going to have, let's see, user enters their guess. Then we're going to use a for loop to determine if guess is the same as one of the indexes in an array. Okay. That should be about it for planning, and we'll add more as we go. So let's talk about some of the variables we need. Well, we need a string variable. We'll call this user because we need the user to be able to choose, enter their answer. Let's see. We need a string. Actually, let's use a Boolean variable. This is going to be fun. We're going to use a bool, and we're going to say when equals false. So Boolean variables, it's something we haven't used too often, but a Boolean variable, essentially what it does is it tracks to see if, it basically just tracks true or false. We can store true or false into that value. And what we're going to do is we're going to create a Boolean variable called when. We're going to set it equal to false, and when the game is won, we'll set it equal to true. It's pretty simple. We also need a string array. I was writing the word array. We need a string array with our set of correct answers in it. So let's see. What do I want to build my categories on? Let's do Avengers. And in here, I'm just going to start typing the names of Avengers. Iron Man. Now, notice that I'm doing lowercase because we're going to do a comparison here. So I want to make sure that they're all lowercase. Iron Man, Captain America, Black Widow, the Hulk, Hawkeye. I was like, who's one of the OG6? Oh, then in Thor as well. We'll just do the original 6 Avengers. Yours can be as many as you want. Your categories can be types of cars, or foods, or colors, or whatever you want. You can put as many of these as you want in there. If you want to do Avengers and you want to add every Avenger in the entire MCU, or even if you want to go real crazy, add every Avenger from the comics, go for it. I saw someone did a category game with Pokemon. They had all 800 and whatever Pokemon in the entire series in an array. So, go nuts, have at it. I'm just going to do 6 here, just for the example. So, let's see. So we have our when variable. Perfect. Okay, so now we need a while loop that will run this whole program. And we're going to say while when equals false. Now, notice I did the 2 equal signs here. Remember that 2 equal signs is going to compare the value of the when variable versus something that we're setting, right? So while when equals false, if you do a single equal sign, then it's not going to work. it's going to just reset the value of the win variable. These two come up here inside my while loop. All right. So I want the user to enter their guess. So console.writeLine. Welcome to Avengers Categories. Let's say, give me an Avenger. All right. And then we're going to say user equals console.readLine. Perfect. So now they've entered their guess. They're going to enter, oh, hold on. I need to set that to 2 lower so that everything gets lowercased. Okay. So then they're going to do that. Now we need a for loop to iterate through the array. So for int I equals, oh, hold on, equals 0, while I is less than Avengers dot length I plus plus. So that's our for loop there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to say if user equals Avengers I. So basically, if what they've entered matches what's in the specific index that we're looking at right now, console.writeLine. Yes, that is, yeah. Okay. Then we need to set our win value, win equals true, so that we break out of the loop. All right. Now, some of you are going to think, excuse me. Sorry. Some of you are thinking probably, okay, hey, Mr. Storm, you know, I want to actually put in down here. If it's not, then we tell them, hey, that's the wrong guess. Here's the problem. This for loop is iterating through every index in the array. Let's say they entered the wrong answer. Well, let's say, you know, they entered, let's look at my array up here. They entered Hawkeye. Well, if we put it down here inside the for loop, then, you know, for example, if I did something like this, wrong, right? If I did that, then what's going to happen is it'll check against Iron Man. It's not correct, so it'll say wrong. It'll check against Captain America. That's not correct. It'll say wrong. It'll check against Black Widow, the Hulk, so far. You know what I mean? So we'll get 4 wrongs on the screen before we get to right. That's not what we want. So is there a better place in this program where we can put that to tell them, hey, you guessed wrong? Well, for my money, I think it's going to be outside of the for loop here. The only problem is if we win the game and we put something outside of the for loop, then it's going to run that. So we have to do an if statement here as well. If win equals false, sorry about that. I got something stuck in my throat. Then if win still equals false by the time we get done with this for loop here, then we want to tell them, all right, try again. Now the way that we've built our loop here, our while loop, is once we're done with try again, it'll still say, or it'll come back up here and it'll be like, all right, win still false. So then we're going to give them another shot. So at this point, here, let me put in a comment here so I can remember what this does. All right, cool. So now I have a comment that tells me exactly what I'm looking for. All right, so I'm going to run the game and see if we have any errors. All right, welcome to Avengers category. Give me an Avenger. Let's try Thor. Oh, Thor. Yes, that's an Avenger. Good job. Great. And then my game is over because I found the right Avenger. So let's actually try to do something. Deadpool. Is Deadpool an Avenger? Try again. Okay. Let's see. Superman? No. Now, I'm noticing something here that I didn't think about. This welcome to Avengers categories, that's going to get annoying if that pops up every time. So I'm actually going to move that. I'm going to drag this, move it above my, I'm going to move it above my while loop here so that it's not annoying me all the time. All right. And I'll put a comment. Okay, now let's run it again. All right, give me an Avenger. Superman. No, try again. Fart Man. Nope. Okay, let's try Captain America. Hey, it's an Avenger. Good job. So that's our entire program right there. I mean, that's pretty easy, honestly. I mean, if you're understanding what, like, here's the thing. We're using a couple loops. We're using a while loop that we learned about last week. We're using some conditional statements to check to see if a condition's met. You know, it's important that you think logically through how you want this game to kind of unfold, right? You know, our projects are getting more and more complex every week. So it's important that you're understanding what all of these things do and you're thinking about the logic of everything that you're writing. If this is too confusing for you, please let me know and I will sit and help you. If you want me to go over this stuff again, let me know. If you have any other questions, please let me know. Other than that, have fun building this project. Come up with a really cool set of items, of things. Come up with a cool category, and I can't wait to play your games. Okay, see you next time.